Hey everyone! Like everyone knows, everything that's written on Reddit must be true. So today we're going to be reading some scary stories on there just to help you guys sleep at night. So I hope you enjoy. Then who was phoned by Noogie Woogie? I was alone in the house. An unknown number called me, and I could hear the same TV show I was watching. I kept saying hello and my voice would echo back. I thought it was just one of those broken calls where you hear your mic feedback. But what happened next creeped me out. Right before I put down the call, I heard a voice whispering, "Goodbye, good night." I stared at the phone confused of what happened. Then I said hello again. The static and the echo disappeared. It was all quiet. Then suddenly, hi. I put down the phone, turned off the TV, then ran to bed. The Little Old Lady by a Dude 350. I used to have sleep paralysis a lot as a kid. I still get it on occasions, but back then it was like once a month. I saw the old hag, aliens, shadowy figures, heard voices, all that. Pretty much everything that could happen has happened to me. The worst one I have ever had was when I woke up and was not able to breathe. Seeing an old lady sitting on top of my chest, not moving, just staring at me and smiling. The feeling of being convinced I was going to die has stuck with me 8 years later. Short and Shivery by Shrelis 1. Heard a tapping on my window at night. Next morning there was a handprint on the other side of my window. I live on the third floor of an apartment building. The Phantom Cigarette by I Don't Even Smoke. This happened a couple of years ago. I woke up one morning. I had one of those bad dreams where you wake up in a rush and immediately sit up. This time it was different though. I had a cigarette in my mouth. I do not know how it got there. I accidentally breathed some smoke through my nose and started coughing, and accidentally put my hand on the cigarette, burning it. Again, I had absolutely no idea why that happened. Worst part? I live alone. My doors and windows were locked, and I don't even smoke. Tried it twice before, and that's it. It wasn't a dream because I woke up and went to work as usual, although scared as hell. And I kept the cigarette butt on the table. It was there for weeks afterwards. I threw it away eventually, so I can't provide pics of it. A little bit convenient of a Reddit user not being able to provide some proof of their story. Reincarnation by Our Worship Coffee. My girl was 4. We just had the G-rated version of the Where Babies Come From talk. She said, "Oh, I remembered that when I was in Grandma's tummy." I said, "No, honey, you're in my tummy, not Grandma's." She shook her head and smiled at me as if I was completely dense. "No, Mummy, I was in Grandma's tummy first, but I choked and died, and Grandma almost died too. So I had to wait and come back in yours. 15 years ago, my mother almost died giving birth to a stillborn daughter. The baby had strangled on the cord when she dropped into the birth position. No one in my family has ever spoken of it since. My daughter's birth date is the one only 3 days different from my dead sister's." The Ghost in the Mirror by Parole Model. I used to visit my friend at her house out in a rural farming area before she moved. I'd sleep over a lot and would just hang out and draw. I usually slept in the living room on the couch, and there were 2 mirrors in the room fairly close to the TV. When the TV was off, I was walking by. I started seeing shadows move behind me. I thought it was just a wrapped TV screen or something. Then one evening, I walked into the living room to get my sketchbook so I could sketch in her bedroom. I bent over and picked it up, stood up straight, looked in the mirror, and there was a man standing behind me. A man standing in the hallway leading into the living room. He was average height, bald, and a bit old. I turned to look at him, and no one was there. Turned to look in the mirror again, and he was gone. I felt a little spooked. The Shape in the Trees by George Sachs. Was up late one night watching TV alone in the living room when I was 12. Heard my dog growling in the kitchen. Sometimes he does it when he sees something in the backyard. A cat, squirrel, plastic bag blowing the wind, the moon, whatever. So I go to investigate and see him standing in the door with the hair on his back standing up. Like the way I've only ever seen it when he's about to get into a fight, or wants to. So I creep over and look out. I see nothing. After watching for a minute or two, I figure it was probably a raccoon that's fucked off now. So I open the door to let the dog out. He steps out a few feet and stops in front of me, looking toward the shed in the back corner of the yard. It's the middle of the night and only the back porch light is on, which isn't enough to really see out into the whole yard. Look off toward the shed, scan around, nothing. Then my eyes drift upwards toward the tree that hangs over the shed. There's some dark, unidentified shape up in the trees, and the instant my eyes fix on it, it quickly floats up like a wisp of smoke being blown away and disappears in the backdrop of the night sky. No sound whatsoever, no flapping of the wings, not even the rustling of branches. The dog goes fucking mental and starts barking at it. He's still right in front of the door, so I reach forward and grab his collar, yank him inside, and the book. So there you have it, guys. A few supposedly scary stories by Reddit. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to like and subscribe. Leave any scary stories you could think of down in the comments. I think it would be pretty interesting to read them. So again, like and subscribe, and as always, have a good one.